Who is a wasp's favorite vampire hunter? Van Helsing. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. You got it, Sirac of Lamb. That's hard to say. Van Helsing. I hope you're well tonight, my friends. Thank you for being here. The Sirac of Lamb is first in chat tonight, followed closely by Dead Zergling. Zergling says of Sirac of Lamb, not only first, but flaunting it with endless spam. Ooh, spam, Sirac of Lamb says. I find spam to be rather delicious. Lucent Jelly, welcome in. Thank you, Jelly. And thank you for my coffee. Let's see if my bot is here tonight. Hey, it works for now at least. That's great and all, but why a wasp? Why indeed, Jelly says. So if you saw in the Discord, I was a little bit worried about starting the stream on time. We had a little adventure earlier. Jelly discovered this in our yard. Up at a tree right in front of our house. Weighing down a branch so it came down level with our front porch. So immediately before the stream, under the cover of night, I struck while my enemy was asleep. And hopefully we've gotten rid of them. I didn't really wait around to examine the aftermath. I kind of unleashed an entire can of wasp spray and ran, and boldly, courageously ran away. So yeah, some kind of stinging beast, wasps or hornets, or I don't know. I'm not an entomologist. I can't tell them all apart. But that was my little adventure for today. That's where the ew belongs, Jelly says. So that's why a wasp-themed joke. It was a reference. It was a reference to today's adventure. Fuzzy Boots, welcome in. I like today's Frownie picture. Thank you. That was captured in our front yard today. I'm hoping I've successfully destroyed it. Actually, hopefully only the picture is all that remains. But it was so strange. It was so strange because that's a pretty sizable nest. There's not really much point of reference in the photo, but it's about the size of a softball in real life, and it just seemingly just showed up overnight. It was very weird. I mean, probably they were working on it for a while, and probably they were working on it for a while. We just didn't notice until it seemed like they suddenly appeared. But it really did seem like it appeared overnight, because of where it was hanging in our front yard. It would have been pretty hard to miss. How do you destroy it without them coming after you? Well, you're supposed to, if you have a nest, a nest of stinging insects, you're supposed to spray it when it's cool, so that they are, so that they're not so active. So nighttime is, I think the best time. But I'm really not the person to come to for advice. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Mansta, welcome in. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. Burn them. There are lots of different approaches to taking them down that I did a little bit of a little bit of internet research, but I found a video of basically a guy just using a can of spray and was like, that looks easy, and he didn't die, so I'm just gonna copy what he did. Sirac of Lamb says, I have to cancel tomorrow's movie night stream. The FDA showed up at a nearby work location. That means they may be stopping by real soon. I have to prep for a possible FDA audit. Oh my goodness. I hope, I'm sorry to hear that, Sir Lamb. I hope that if that happens, it goes smoothly. I have every confidence that, that you, my friend, are on the up and up and should have nothing to worry about, but, I imagine it would be stressful nonetheless. It looks like a little coconut, Jelly says. Yeah, it kind of does. Zergling says, since you did that tonight, Jelly gets to try and knock the nest into the garbage can tomorrow. To which Jelly replies, yes, and then light the garbage can on fire. I would be so scared. I was pretty afraid, Fuzzy Boots. Not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous, but I can't have an invasive swarm taking over my territory. So I had to put my fear aside and boldly battle the insect foe. I say go with a flamethrower. Hairspray plus lighter, you're welcome, Mansta says. Agent Frownie does not recommend this. Sounds like a plan, just use a metal one, Zergling says. Alright, my friends, I'm going to start pressing some buttons here. We've got 2 games to play tonight. We're playing Let's Ride Dreamer, our second game in the Let's Ride series, the better of the 2 that we've played. And we've really accomplished most of what there is to do in the game. We've obtained first place, I think, in every event, every standard event in the game. We've unlocked all the bonus items, I do believe. Really, now it's just a matter of, there's like the gameplay plays out in a series of days, and occasionally on some of those days, some sort of special event happens that breaks up the monotony a little bit, with more monotony. But now it's just a matter of I think just trying to play through all the days until we see all the special events. And so this could be over at any point. It could be over immediately, or it could last until the end of my lifespan. I'm not sure. There's no indicator about how far along in the game's story we are, so we're just gonna play through it and hope that it ends. You don't need to do anything for me today, Amy. Have you been for a ride yet? Not yet today. Just hose the tree down first, Mansta says. I barricaded the door so they couldn't decide to take shelter in our home, Jelly says. When I was on my way out to face the foe, I found this giant pack of 12 rolls of paper towels pressed up against the door. My only thought was did you put that by the door to barricade it so the wasps wouldn't break in while we were asleep? I had to deal with a hornet infestation in my patio garden this year, Zergling says. Strategic moving of stuff outside and furious use of water can won the day eventually. Well done, Zergling. I think your situation was probably a lot scarier than mine. Soraka Blam says, we were due for an audit 3 years ago. All audits were canceled because of COVID. Now there's 6 years of records for the FDA to go through. Audits normally 2 days, but with more years to review. Audits are lasting 7 to 10 days. Well, maybe on the upside, maybe this will translate into a bit of overtime for you. I know that you love piling up those sweet overtime dollars. That's brutal, Jelly. You barricaded the door so Frownie couldn't flee. I for a moment there, I thought she was going to. That's one way to interpret it, Jelly says. Do you live in a rural area? Somewhat, Fuzzy Boots. It's I mean, I grew up in a rural area. I grew up in rural Kentucky, surrounded by cornfields and cow pastures. So, like, this is not that. Where I live now is not the way it was, but it's rather, maybe rural wouldn't be the right word. Maybe undeveloped. Maybe, it's kind of, we've all got a little bit of land. We're spread out a little bit. I want to say it's kind of like a suburb type area, but that's not really what it is. I think that'll give the wrong idea. I do like me some overtime, Soraka Lamb says. Alright, so I'm just really not 100% sure what we are to do. I think we just have to go out into the woods and then come back. To count for writing for today. We should probably do events, though. That's probably not the best way to spend our time. I mean, I know the purpose is to grind through days, but I could still be trying to, like, optimize some of my scores or something like that. Where we're at, for if you haven't been here for the game, we have a couple things that we're supposed to do. The game moves, like I said, in a progression of days. Each day, we have to feed and groom our horse, and then there are a couple different types of events in the game. We can make one attempt at one event per day, typically. There's jumping, dressage, and free riding, and we're top. Amy on Amelie. That's us. Our horse Omelette is our horse. That's us. I'm first place, all 3 positions here, but we're top of the list here in each of the events, in all the categories. And the bonus items here, we've unlocked all 11 of them. So we're kind of like past the point of progression in the game. Yeah, but we still get level ups. Normally, I would be tempted to call the point we're at, like, just done with the game. That's kind of what we did with the previous game, but this one works a little bit different because there does seem to be a story happening as time passes, so I don't feel confident that we can bail out of this one just yet and not miss some of its content. Zergling says, living dangerously tonight, having some hot banana peppers. Not that hot, I know, but my body sure doesn't know that. Heat tolerance is like, spiciness is like a very individual thing, so... I hope you enjoy your peppers, and I hope that they don't do too much damage to you. I'm thinking we'll bring the wheel. The wheel of Scorching has been turned off, but I'm pretty sure we'll bring it back next week. Ideally with something new on it, but I don't think anything will have arrived. I haven't actually had anything spicy myself all day. We had lunch meat sandwiches for dinner again. Just sliced turkey. They make for a very good meal on a hot summer evening when you don't want to cook anything and warm up your house. I know, just sounds crazy to me, since just 2 or 3 years ago, I'd be the guy ordering 20 stars at the Chinese restaurant. Make sandwiches for the kids fairly often lately, mostly pepperoni, salami, and cheese. I like a pepperoni sandwich. I still haven't figured out a lot of the jumps. So you see I'm getting X's all the time. I'm not sure why. I don't know what gives me a check mark versus an X. I feel like I'm clearing everything pretty equally, but I don't know. But that's why it's good. This course here is a good one to run if I'm ever going to figure out what I'm doing wrong, because it has one of each type of obstacle on it, so I can test the full spectrum of challenges the jumping category has to offer. There's a lot of nothing going on here. If the game relied on actual physics to determine success, I suppose you'd want the middle of your jump arc to be over the obstacle, but as we already know, horse games don't follow silly rules like that. I mean, I feel like I'm doing that, and yeah, I'm not getting the points, so it's a mystery. It hasn't held me back too much though. If I've been able to be top of the heap in all of the events at least once, I'm gonna cycle through some different ones just for some variety. And I've managed to unlock all the unlockables then. That was a horrible jump. I'm surprised that counted. Oh, it's a special event day. It finally happened. It looks like we've got to collect 5 bags of potato chips. Hello, Amy. I need a favor from you today. Greg was supposed to buy 5 tins of cat food for Lily, but he lost it in the woods on the way back. Could you go and look for it? That'd be a great help. Will do. Alright, it's finally some excitement in our lives. So it's these kind of events that happen on some days. This is what I was talking about. Some days have these kind of events, and that, like, that to me is story. So we've got to play the game until we exhaust all of these special events. There is a story that does that, like, there is like a story. It's very thin, but there is some like element of story to this that does occasionally progress. The main story being our dad's continual concern that he cannot afford the care of this horse. But I'm sure I'm sure by the end of the game he will have a change of heart and the funds will magically manifest themselves to solve our issue. I think Greg may have dropped the cat food in the winter. I think I'm searching the wrong season. Yeah, we've only been broadcasting for about a half an hour, and already my throat's getting tired out. Where's this coming from? Later, Dad will say, "I'm sorry I've been so selfish this whole time, Amy. I sold the house. Now we can live in our car. Now we're living in our car so we can keep the horse." As I read that, I anticipated that you were going to finish that with the revelation that the family was moving into the horse stable. Yeah, maybe I'm spoiling the sequel where they sell the car. Alright, I wasn't told. He appears to have dropped the cat food in the winter. So I need to go to the right time to find it. Because we ran all over the summer. Yep, there it is. There was nothing there. That was Dad's first plan, but he couldn't afford it. His income wasn't stable enough. Well done. Very well done, Zergling. Those are some big fans. Those are some big cans of food. How large is the cat? Not as large as it's going to be, Sir Rack of Lamb. It needs that much food for training to become a samurai pizza cat. I feel like I've heard that before. Is that a real thing? Great show, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Mr. Wilkinson, I found the cat food. Excellent, Amy. Then I'll go and feed Lily. She must be hungry by now. It's a real show. It had over 50 episodes. I need to remember to, I need to remember to look into it. Alright, well, after the excitement of the hunt for the cat food, we're now back to a series of normal days. They even go so far as to mention they aren't turtles in their theme song. That's the mistake. That's the mistake the Battletoads made. They didn't specify up front that they're not turtles. Amy, you can concentrate 100% on feeding and grooming today. There are no other jobs for you to do. Ask me again in a couple of days. That, and they mainly drink soda and ate flies. Not good for competing with the turtles. I did not know the Battletoads were fond of soda. I only know the flies because that's in the video game. I don't think there's a soda anywhere in the game. I don't think I would have noticed it. My knowledge of Battletoads comes exclusively from the NES game. I know it was a cartoon. I kind of never want to see anything from it though, because I don't think I want to ever hear the I don't think I ever want to hear the Battletoads speak. I think I like Battletoad as a silent protagonist. I got pretty turned around there quite a few times. And yet we are still on top. I have to head out, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Have a great night, everyone. Good night, Sir Rack of Lamb. Enjoy the rest of your night and sleep well. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, my friend. I'm sorry that the movie thing fell through. Keep me posted though when things calm down for you, because I assume you'll reschedule then. Hey, Mile Hyrule, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. What's with the nest? That is my enemy. That was my foe that I vanquished today. I discovered that wasp nest in my front yard, hanging in a tree right in front of my porch. And so, right before the stream, under the cover of night, I went out there and struck with a can of Raid. And after the stream in the morning, I'm going to go out there and strike with another can of Raid. That's the plan. To make sure I got them all. Did you shoot it with arrows? That didn't cross my mind, Mile Hyrule. I haven't fired an arrow in a very long time. I doubt I would still be a good enough archer to strike a target that size from a safe distance. It's what Link would have done. Well, in my copy of Tears of the Kingdom, Link would have probably thrown an ice fruit at the beehive, or an ice jelly. I find those much safer than arrows. Off to a real bad start with this one. It's only getting worse. This is the worst track in the game. This is ugly. No first place on that one. Why not throw a lucent... Do not throw a lucent jelly at it. I can't see that going good. Now that would probably get me in significant trouble. The can of, one of the warnings on the can of bug spray that I used told me that the spray was not electrically conductive up to a particular voltage. I just thought that's interesting. So don't spray near power lines. I've never really thought about materials. Like, I tend to think of electrical conductivity in absolutes, right? Like I think, you know, metal is conductive, wood is not, right? It never really occurred to me to think of a material as, like, having a threshold where it begins to conduct electricity. And it, you know, I guess it makes sense to me that things would be like that, but I've never thought about it that way before. I got a little bit robbed by that exit there, I think. Thank goodness I figured out the pattern to quickly raise the grooming bar. Because it was nightmarish before how tedious that was, and if I was doing that, if I was still doing that, I'd be losing my mind even faster. That jump counted? That was such a horrible jump. Oh, the jump over the second hurdle was so atrocious, and then the jump over the third one was so much better, and it didn't count. I just don't understand this game. There's no rhyme or reason to, And look, we got first place. There's no rhyme or reason to the way that it judges things. Bath. And Bangor twice and Hereford once. Okay. Right now, just to give myself a little goal. Right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna just try and compete in these events until my name is the only one that shows up on these leaderboards here. So, we've got a bit of work to do. Like we've conquered some of them, like summer free. We've conquered, and some of the jumping ones, but there's more work to be done. So that's what we're gonna do while we're passing days, is just push everyone else off the leaderboards. Oh, there's an event today. What is it? What could it be? There's no one to talk to out here. That's odd. Oh, yeah, there is. Amy, I know we're not the best of friends, but I need to talk to you for a second. Greg has gone off for a ride without his inhaler. I'm really worried about him. Could you go and look for him? Alright, it's a rescue mission. I'm gonna guess that Craig went on a ride in the winter. Everything's been happening in the winter lately, so. The snow texture on the ground kind of looks to me like what I imagine an Animal Crossing on Game Boy Advance would have looked like in the winter. We found him. Greg, there you are. Here's your inhaler. I'll ride back quickly and get help. Where's Greg's horse? What do we need to get help for? He has his inhaler now. They didn't even say he was having an issue. Like, the situation wasn't that he was having an attack and needed it. The situation was he just forgot it. I thought we were delivering it in a just-in-case scenario. Thanks for your help, Amy. You're welcome. Why did you go out for a ride if you didn't feel well? I went out so Antonia wouldn't worry about me. She's not having an easy time at the moment. Her parents divorced recently, and now she always thinks she has to be the best. How are you, Amy? Concentrate on grooming today. That way you'll be able to improve the characteristics of your horse. I mean, we always concentrate on grooming. It's a pretty well-established part of our fixed routine. Not bad. We can do 2 events in one day? This is unprecedented. Oh, I missed one. Victory. Can we do another? What is going on? What is going on? It's always been just one attempt at one event per day. And now suddenly I can do as many as I want? Maybe it's because we leveled up our horse's stamina. Maybe that's what the stamina actually does. Oh, that's it. Wow, that's convenient. That's convenient for my wiping everyone else off the leaderboard project. If it's gonna let me do that every day, to do multiple events like that. I should have been leveling up the stamina all along. Chester, Bath, Barnstaple, Bangor. Need one Hereford, and then 2 on 2 of the personals. And we'll have jumping complete. I still have to give points to jumping. Assuming that wasn't a glitch or a fluke of some sort. Should have kept count of how many days we passed in the game, just to see how many days long the game is. Like, you know, like in-game days. I was gonna say because that would tell us how long the developers expected people to be interested in playing this game. But it's done. The in-game days aren't real world. It's not Animal Crossing. doesn't work like that. Frown Man, do you like racing games? I like kart racers, Mile High Rule. But games that are like basically just like realistic, like yeah, realistic kind of racing games typically haven't really kept my interest very well. But kart racers, I've enjoyed Destruction Derby. I've enjoyed a little bit. We played that one night on the stream a little bit. And I would be I'm planning to play other games in the Destruction Derby series. I enjoyed Beetle Adventure Racing. I played that once and thought that was fun. You do not have the need for speed. Yeah. Historically, those games haven't interested me a whole lot, but I would play some more. Like, I'd like to try and play through some of the F-Zero games. Maybe Extreme G on the Nintendo 64. I'd be more interested in trying out some racing games with like a futuristic or sci-fi twist to them. Or just some kind of twist to them. They're never going to feature very heavily on the stream, I don't think, but there are some that I have in the back of my mind sometimes as being ones I'd eventually like to try out. You should play WWE Crush Hour. Is that a wrestling themed racing game? What platform is that for, Mile High Roll? Oh no. That was pretty awful. The game does not agree. I'm still number one. Extreme G is awesome. It's a wrestling theme. Kind of like Twisted Metal, PS2 era and GameCube. Crush Hour. Don't make any promises of that. That does sound to me more interesting than, like, you know, like something like NASCAR 2002 or something would be. Oh no, why did I put my horse away? I think I discovered we can do multiple things per day. I'm so used to the one activity a day thing now that my autopilot. better get top marks on the personal courses. I designed them. And I designed them to be crazy easy. Well, two of them I designed to be crazy easy. One of them is mildly challenging, but only mildly. If I were playing these courses, these personalized courses, in a situation where I was like taking turns with an actual human to get top scores, then like I would be a lot more invested in trying to design like a real tricky course. But going up against a list of computer characters with made up times, makes pushing myself in that event much less appealing. For a little while, thinking about racing games, for a little while I got interested in the game Burnout Paradise on the Xbox 360. I don't remember it super well, but I was playing that for a little while with one of my buddies, and I recall that being pretty fun. Alright, if you haven't seen this jumping course, this one I designed, Personal 2, you're in for a real treat. This is how you design a custom course. That's it. Cleared in 0.0 seconds. In case you missed it, here's your last chance. Alright, and we're still number one. I think that was even faster than the previous time. Alright, I think that finishes up jumping entirely. Whoa, what was that? I'm gonna get a major point deduction there. it wasn't as bad as I anticipated. That was not great. I think that's it for events for today. Yeah. Jumping is good. We have all the spots on the jumping leaderboard now. Dressage, not so similar a story. We've got to make several more successful rides in all the categories to clear that leaderboard. Oh, hang on. How are you, Amy? Concentrate on grooming today. That way you'll be able to improve the characteristics of your horse. That's almost fourth wall breaking, that dialogue. To tell us that, to recognize that we have the power to improve the characteristics of our horse is, that verges on implying that guy is aware of the game mechanics. Hey, Game and Fit, welcome in. Like Navi telling you how to press the action button to open doors and watch to see what the action icon says. Exactly. I wish that game developers put a little bit more time. I'd like to see a game that has options basically an option that you select at the beginning of the game, like a difficulty option, but one that's more one that's more based on like you select like how familiar you as a player are with the basic tropes of video game mechanics and controls, and based on your level of familiarity, the dialogue adapts to be more or less explicit with the video gamey nature of things. So that basically, like, if you chose that you were really experienced, then the in-game characters would present you very little or no tutorial in the game, and they would never refer to, like, the controls and, like, break the immersion of the universe. But, like, if you're not good at games, like, it's your first game and you don't know stuff like that, then you'd pick a lower level, and then the characters would do things like explain the mechanics and talk about the controller to you. Because you might need that kind of help. I've never seen a video game have an option like that, but I think that it's something that I at least might appreciate. Stack Cat, welcome in. It's a lot of work. I know no one does it. It's a lot of work for a potentially dubious reward. Right, the award is the award of that is you don't annoy experienced players with over tutorializing them, right? But I don't think a lot of people care about that reward, sadly. And we'll be upside down for a little while. Ricky, welcome in. Glad to see this fine horse sim again. Only the finest. Yeah, there appears to still be stuff to do in this game, so we're sticking with it for a while yet. Right now, my project is to repeat the in-game events until I clear every name off the leaderboard except mine. And I'm just doing that for the love of the game, you know? There's no... gives me a goal to work toward, right? Is this game easier than Plock? Most games are easier than Plock. I like Plock. I'm a Plock fan. I've been converted. I don't know how I did so well that one time and so terribly all the others. Best part, in my opinion, is the soundtrack. It was wild. Plaka's top tier music. For a moment, I thought you were praising this game's soundtrack. For just a moment, I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, Plok. Oh, that diagonal right there is giving me a lot of trouble for some reason. But the soundtrack is C tier. I think I can agree with that. The soundtrack in this game is just so much better than that in the previous game that, like... It gets like an artificial point boost because of the comparison factor for me. That was good. That was good. 64 points. I just need to duplicate that performance. This clearing the leaderboard project is kind of artificially extending our playthrough of this. That is a potentially negative side effect. I should be doing everything I can to advance through the game quickly and not wasting time repeating events for no reason, right? But I guess this just means we get to have more fun, right? I shouldn't look at it so negatively. It's not like life is short and I have a ton of other games to get to. What am I worried about? Harsh point deduction. Another harsh point deduction. Get out of here, game. Rude. Alright, that was still good enough for our purposes, though. Is that it for today? That's it for today. Fantastic. Alright, Class E, we've cleared the leaderboard. Gotta get 100 or more points in twice in M and H. That's gonna be rough. Those are both very tough. Oh no! Guess what, Amy? An old lady was asking after Lily today. Her cat has been missing for ages, and she's very unhappy. But of course, Lily is nowhere to be found today. Go and look for her in the woods. Will do. The story advances further. I'm glad I talked to that guy, because my instinct is usually if I don't see the characters have moved to a different place, or you know, an icon up here in the top right, like, I normally just assume it's not a mission day. So I'm glad I actually talked to this guy. Alright. Let's search the winter. There you are, Lily. You little runaway. Today is your lucky day. I guess we just go back. I found Lily. She was in the woods. Cool. I wanted to thank you for helping Greg, too. I'm sorry I was so mean to you in the beginning. I can be nice too, honest. I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, Amy, have you checked to see whether your horse has enough food and water? I have nothing special for you to do today. As I recall, the black saddle is supposed to be good for dressage. I don't think the saddles actually have unique properties. Turned too early. Oh no! Oh well, I just lost a ton of points for that. $99. I need 100, and I got 99. That hurts. That hurts a lot. There's that -1 again that's gonna ruin me later on. I thought -1 was a good thing before, but... Why I lost 5 points. I don't understand. I don't understand why it keeps taking points away from me. Lost this one again. It's really, it's really annoying because I have no idea why points are being deducted sometimes. Most of the time. Like, the whole point of this is just trace the line at the correct speed, right? And when I trace the line, I think perfectly, and I'm going at the speed that it says in the upper right-hand corner. I don't know why I get points taken away. Now, see, that was good. That was about as good as it could possibly be. Hey, Bellham, welcome in. Good to have you with us again. Hope you are doing well. The frown is upside down. I sure am, but you know what? I'm sorry if this is disappointing to you. I've actually been upside down for too long. The time for me to return to normal has passed. My apologies, but you know, we can't have too much of a good thing, right? Alright. Same dialogue, nothing special there. I've got to get another 100-point performance in that Class M, and then we can knock out Class H, and we'll be done with dressage. I say that like it's something that I'm likely to accomplish quickly. So this is Let's Ride Dreamer on the Game Boy Advance. If you haven't seen it, it's the second of the Game Boy Advance Let's Ride games. We played another one called Sunshine Stables before. This one is way better, and we're just kind of slowly working our way through it, trying to get to the end. I've already completed most of the primary work of the game, and I'm just now amusing myself by trying to do well enough to knock all the other names off of the in-game leaderboards, and passing time to progress through the days to clear out the special events that happen every so often. I'm doing a little mini marathon of Let's Ride games, kinda, because I've got a third one coming up after this. -5. That's really harsh. I do not agree that that was a -5 points performance. together. Glorious, alright. Victory. There's something to be excited about. On to Class H. That clears out the Class M leaderboard. I need 200-point performances in Class H, and then we'll be finished with dressage, unless it shows up as a special event. High. Ouch, that hurt. That hurt a lot. This is such a long event. Nice, we did it. Yes! I just have to do that one more time. Victory. Hey, we have a raid! Dollar Phil, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the raid, my friend. We horsing around, we sure are. And welcome in to Dirtbulganger. Pleasure to have you with us. How are you, my friends? What were you doing? How'd your stream go? We'd love to hear. I'm gonna attempt to type you a shout out, my friend. Friends, you should be able to use that link to give our friend Dollar Phil a follow if you're not doing so yet. Trying to get through Raiden tonight. It's a rough one. I don't think I know that game. What kind of game is that? What platform? It's a vertical shooter? Oh my goodness. But I'm sure it is tough. I think I've only played one vertical shooter on our stream myself. It's an arcade game. The only vertical shooter I think I've played is Gunsmoke on the NES, which I am a very big fan of. I like that game quite a bit. We actually, if I may brag just a little bit, we actually did a deathless clear of Gunsmoke. Not that it's the hardest game in the world, because it surely isn't, but it's a little challenging. But I have confidence, Dollar Phil, that if you stick with it, you'll make it through this Raiden game. I know you're no stranger to a challenging game. Watched you play R-Type a bit a few days ago. That's up my alley. I need to go back to R-Type because I need to do the second loop of it. R-Type was a little rough. But I'm gonna spend some more time with it. I've got a couple other R-Type games in my pocket too, so if I get really good and finish up R-Type on Game Boy, I think the others will probably be a little bit more fun. The Game Boy one is just kind of slow and rough, but I can see the potential. Never finished it myself. Gonna play the turbo version sometime soon, probably. I think that'll be a lot more fun. So this, what you've come into here, this is Let's Ride Dreamer on the Game Boy Advance. It's our second Let's Ride game. Previously we played Sunshine Stables, also on the Game Boy Advance. That game, the first one, is kind of like it's a horse care business management game. It leans very heavily into the business, and we spent 4 nights on it. It took me 3 nights to figure out how to make money in the game. Because, like, you start off with an amount of seed money, and you're supposed to use that to build your stable and turn a profit. But all I did for the first 2 nights was just completely bleed away my seed money without making any money back in return. But I figured it out. We turned it around. The 3rd night, we started making millions. We invested in all the building upgrades, and I guess we completed the game. It doesn't, so far as I could tell, have an ending. I just did all the stuff I could find to do and then just called it good. This game here, this one's completely different. There's none of that business stuff. It's very, very heavy into the, like, athletic, like, horse competition events. and we've already completed most of what there is to do in the game. I think this one has a proper ending, though, because there is a story that's progressing every now and then. So we're just gonna... I've already mastered most of what there is to do in this game. Like I've gotten first place ribbons, and I've unlocked all the bonus items. So really, I'm just progressing through a series of days to try and trigger story events. And in the meantime, I'm repeating events that I've already completed just to put my name, just to duplicate my name on the leaderboard and knock all the other names off. And I'm just doing that just to give myself something to do. But after this, we do have a third. I've got Let's Ride Friends Forever is going to be our third Let's Ride game after I finish this one up. So that'll be coming up, you know, probably next week. Hey, Derek Ocean, welcome in. Pleasure to have you with us tonight. This event is all about just tracing a dotted line at the right speed. And you get points deducted seemingly at random. My goal in this game is to not have too many points deducted. Going for the whole series. We kind of are. It's a little Let's Ride mini marathon that I've got going on. We also have quality games in the mix too. I'm playing the Let's Ride games. My streams are usually double features, and I'm playing the Let's Ride games in the first portion of every night, and then switching over to something usually of higher quality in the second portion. We're working on Tears of the Kingdom and Alundra. And I had been practicing Ninja Gaiden for like a potential challenge run, but my cartridge is starting to go bad, so I might have to hold off on that for a while. There may or may not be more Ninja Gaiden next week. If Ninja Gaiden doesn't work out, I'll just have to pick another NES or Super NES game to work on. I'm almost tempted to go back to Plock and grind runs for Deathless Plock. I'm almost tempted for that. I'm thinking a lot about Plock lately. That'll upset a lot of people. If I pull the trigger on that. Sorry, I'm gonna catch up on the chat in a moment. It's hard to look away from this mini game. Uh-oh. My point situation is very bad. Oh, I think I see Nado Fett there. Welcome in, Nado. Hope you are well, my friend. Fingers crossed. I have to finish this up with 100 points, and I don't think that's gonna happen. We did it. We did it. Victory. I am the master of all things horse. Game and Fit says, it ain't my last message. I think the mean girl is judging your events. Oh yeah, one of the characters of this game is a real bully. She's probably the one judging me. That's why my points go away. You're right, Game and Fit. And I'm sorry, I didn't see that message before. That's a good observation. Get all the yellow dots, Nado says. I'm trying my best. Still going through tears myself, Dollarfill says. Right on. Yeah, I've been working at it slowly. I haven't done any of the story at all, hardly. I'm about 150 hours in. I just finished filling up the overworld map, and I'm thinking about trying to knock out the lower map here soon. I've got a lot of work to do there. A lot of work to do down there. But it's fun. It's fun. I have a lot of fun with that game. It's just massive, and I'm taking it real slow. This is like Pac-Man, but with less ghost busting, and it's a horse. I've been thinking about Pac-Man. That comparison has come up. It's still better than Pac-Man on the Atari 2600. They seriously need to give more warning when you're supposed to switch speeds. Yeah, it's rough because you have to watch that thing in the upper corner like a hawk. How's your patience going with this one? This one's not trying my patience so much. Like, I've gotten a little frustrated here and there with it, but overall, this game has not been super painful to play. And this is the leaderboard I was talking about. So Amy, that's our character, and I'm trying to get all 1, 2, and 3 to read Amy in all the events. I cleared out the jumping, and then that was the dressage, and all 3 of those are now mastered. So we did summer. I need to go back to winter. I need to do winter twice and get 1,000 points or more each time. And then we'll have the leaderboard completely monopolized. That'll be easy. The winter free riding is super easy. That's why I saved it for after the dressage, because I thought the dressage was going to be more of a nightmare than it was. 150 and no story. I've only got 10 hours in, but we'll start again later this year probably. Yeah, I've been pretty diligently avoiding the story. Doing all the side stuff, and then once I start the story, I think all that's gonna go like real quickly. I don't know if I'm gonna 100% the game. my inclination and drive is always to try and 100% everything I do. But for the sake of everyone's sanity, I might not necessarily track down like all the Koroks. We'll see. If we're still having a lot of fun with it, then I might hang in there, but I don't want to overcommit. I played too much Pac-Man on the 2600, an hour or two. That's way too much. I actually don't think that the Atari 2600 Pac-Man is unplayably terrible. Miss Pac-Man on the 2600 is so much better, though. Yeah, just terribly boring. Yeah. Ever play a Harvest Moon game? I had it on Game Boy. It was a lot of fun. I love Harvest Moon, Dollar Phil, selectively. Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance was my first Harvest Moon game. I love that game. I poured a lifetime into that game. That was fantastic. And I also fell in love with and poured a lot of time into Harvest Moon: A New Beginning on the DS or 3DS. I think that's a 3DS game. So those two, those are my Harvest Moon games. I tried A Wonderful Life on the GameCube, and I know people love that one, and I have a hard time seeing why, because I did not enjoy that game. I had a bad experience with A Wonderful Life on the GameCube. I think, to be fair to that game, I think that's a game that if you invest a lot of time into it, I suspect that game really opens up and becomes a lot more fun. And I know it's got a lot of quirky and interesting characters that I think if I spent more time with, I'd really appreciate a lot more. And I think that the townspeople in that game are what sell that game for a lot of people. But for me, it makes a bad first impression with the farming mechanics being really rough and the hunger mechanic driving me insane in that game. I also hate that it does time skips, where like after the end of the first year, it jumps ahead in time several years. I don't like that kind of thing. That's bad. That takes me out of the game. So that was kind of where it broke for me. It was when the screen faded to black and it said 3 years later. I was kind of like, I think I'm gonna check out now. So I don't A Horrible Life, Harvest Moon: A Horrible Life. Yeah, I didn't get into that one. But the GBA Harvest Moon, glorious, and A New Beginning also very, very, very good. We played a little bit of Harvest Moon 64 on the stream. I kind of wandered away from it. I didn't really intend to quit playing it, but I got distracted and forgot about it, and I don't think we could easily go back to it at this point, so. But we did try a Harvest Moon game on the stream. It just didn't work out. Harvest Moon's one of those that sounds terrible, but that is actually a blast. Yeah, I really like. Oh no, I went to the wrong thing. I really like it. Sounds like I need to try the GBA Harvest Moon, Nato says. I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It would be heartbreaking if you played it and you hated it. That would break my heart. I might spoil something about the game, so if you intend to play it, I'm gonna say something about the game. It's not about story, but it's about character progression. So if you really don't want to hear something about Harvest Moon on the GBA, you might want to mute the stream for like 2 minutes. Starting now. But Harvest Moon on the GBA, to get the maximum level weapons in that game, like tools, you have to get a special ore out of the mine, and you have to dig down in the mine, like, I think it's 255 layers. It's way down in the mine. And, like, you go down in the mine by digging on every patch of the floor on each level, and there's a ladder randomly hidden, and the only way to get down that deep is to go into the mine, find the ladder, go into a room of the mine, save the game, find the ladder, reload your save, go straight to the ladder, save on the next floor, find the ladder, reload your save, go straight to the ladder. Because if you just go looking for it, your endurance will run out. And even if you have your backpack filled with items that replenish your endurance, it's not enough. You have to know where the ladder is, and it's random on every floor. So you have to reload save files to get down there. And it takes hours. And I did that. I did that to level up all of my tools. And I can distinctly remember the night I did that, just hanging out just on my bed, playing it on the GameCube player like this on my TV with my sister, hanging out, keeping me company, and like basically like an IRL live stream of me just grinding for hours in that mine to get that ore. It's not a very eventful memory, but it's one that's very fond to me. That's an optional task, so don't let that scare you away from the game. It's not the way you might choose to spend your time. I haven't historically, because I don't play a lot of RPGs. I don't feel like, like my background with gaming, I don't feel like I have a lot of examples of games where I've done something that requires like a massive, like, repetitive grind like that. But because of Harvest Moon, I'm certainly no stranger to it. I don't know the layout of the winter free running course very well. Like I've got the summer one pretty locked down in my brain. Hey Loyal, welcome in. Welcome back to Let's Ride. I made it to the party, better late than never. I think fashionably late's what they call that. I'm happy to have you here whenever you arrive, my friend. There we go. There's our 1,000 points that we needed. What was for dinner? Tonight was lunch meat sandwiches. Had a turkey, sliced turkey on toast with some pepper jack cheese and diced tomato on the side. Classic. I was hoping we had some cantaloupe melon the other night. I was hoping to have some more of that, but Jelly informed me that we actually ate it all. There wasn't any left. We had some last night. I assumed there was going to be more left over for tonight, but how wrong I was. It was dinner, so it was dinner meat sandwiches. You got me. You got me, Fuzzy Boots. I can't argue with that. Good, can't blame you. A good cantaloupe is a good cantaloupe. Yeah, I'm not, I'm usually not, like, really crazy about melon. It's not my favorite fruit. But when it's just right, it really hits the spot. Oh, that was Aces. Welcome in. Great to have you here. I read your comment before I read your name. I hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you for joining us. Alright, we gotta do this one more time, and I gotta get, again, at least 1,000 points. Easy. Easy to do. Not even worried. I'm getting a little worried. Why is my jump not counting? Why is my jump not counting? There we go. That was a lot of work for 50 points. I gotta watch the way I talk. The game is listening. I wish I were more into fruits, Nato says. Oh, I love fruit. I wish I was more into vegetables. I have a very hard time enjoying vegetables. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't eat zero vegetables. I certainly eat a lot, but they're very. I tend to eat the same ones and prepared the same way. I'm not super adventurous. I made the mistake of passing my sleepy time, and now I'm wired, Aces says. I hope that won't prove to be too disruptive for you. My heart goes out to you if you have, like, something big tomorrow that you need energy for and you're not able to sleep to get prepared. I can eat any vegetable, even Brussels sprouts. I actually really like Brussels sprouts. I like them roasted in the oven. And I'd probably enjoy them grilled as well. I don't think I've ever tried putting Brussels sprouts on the grill, though. I should give that a go. I'm not always into them, but if prepared right, I think it can be better. Capri's good at cooking, so it helps. Jelly isn't bad at cooking, but I am the primary cook in our home. Jelly tends to, like, want to follow a recipe when it comes to cooking. And I usually do more of the creative heavy lifting of writing our recipes. Not that I'm particularly creative in recipe writing, but I have the confidence that I will put things together in, like, the proper ratios and amounts, and Jelly doesn't so much have that. Nothing big, just had allergies keeping me from getting good rest. Kind of nice, though. I get to catch up on the AM My Time streamers. You know, selfishly, I'm happy to have any excuse to enjoy your company, Aces. Thin cut Brussels sprouts stir-fried with a balsamic glaze is phenomenal. Picked that up at a Friendsgiving, and it's what fresh Brussels sprouts are for me now. So I usually just, my Brussels sprouts, I usually just slice them in half and then toss them with some oil and salt and maybe some paprika or cayenne pepper. And then I just roast them in the oven until they're tender, and I just like them like that. I haven't really tried them prepared any other way. It was like that with Jennifer Statcat Says. I would go ad hoc, and she really liked recipes. Yeah, that's how Jelly and I tend to operate in the kitchen. Y'all are making me hungry. I've got a stomach ulcer, so I'm on a strict diet of yogurt for the next 3+ days, Game and Fit says. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Hang in there. Fun fact, a huge amount of the Japan population gets allergies during the spring/sakura season. I did not know that. I'm largely, I think I'm largely unaffected by seasonal allergies. I don't really get that. Like other people I've known do. If you happen to have an Instant Pot, air fryer, or dehydrator, making yogurt is actually pretty easy, Aces says. Oh. Trying to put my horse away. I messed up. We have another raid. Baron Metz. Welcome in, Baron. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're having a great night, and fill us in on what was happening on your stream and how did it go. More Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I didn't even know it was possible to make yogurt at home, Nato says. And welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, welcome in. We're playing more Let's Ride Dreamer. I really kind of am out of activities now, except for progressing the story. I do believe we will see our name in every position on every leaderboard now. Jumping is good. Dressage is good. Free riding, good. Alright, and now we're just gonna grind through the days. Just pass the time and get the story knocked out. Should specify your machine needs to hold 110 degrees for extended periods, but for about $3 a gallon of good yogurt is unbeatable, Aces says. No events today. Went pretty well, Baron says. Played a bunch of Monster Hunter. After Scanline's Free Play Friday, probably should have been working on Armored Core, but this was fun too. Jank You Lie is continuing. I'm at the point where I really need to just try to fly through the days in this game. Because I've very thoroughly exhausted the events. What's a good first Monster Hunter, Asus asks. That horse looks eerily like Charlie the Unicorn. I haven't thought of that. I haven't thought of that video in, gosh, I feel like decades. Amy, there's a major show jumping contest next week. You're really good already, but if you want to get even better in preparation for the competition, you should try to beat Greg's free riding score. Alright, that sounds like a special event to me. See, a couple votes for Monster Hunter World. Also, Generations Ultimate Game & Fit says, but not as good as World. I have no experience with the Monster Hunter series. I think I own one of the Monster Hunter games on the PSP. Might be wrong about that, but I think that's the case. I've never played it. All right. Greg's score is probably in the winter. That's a problem this game has sometimes, is it's kind of obtuse in like what it wants you to do next. Because like right now I'm in a situation where I'm just guessing. Because like that guy said something about, if you want to practice for next week's event, you should try and beat Greg's free riding score. And that's all he said. He didn't tell us what the score was, or if it was in the summer or winter category. And he didn't even like, you know, like he said it like it was an optional task, but if you know the game, then you know that that's the game telling you, if you want to make progress, you are now required to go out and get a particular free riding score. But we're not going to tell you how much or in which category. This is far from the first time the game has been obtuse with its expectations, just like this as well. It hasn't been a problem. So far, I've consistently managed to figure out eventually what it was wanting me to do, and usually pretty quickly. But if you're less fortunate than I've been, this kind of vagueness could easily become a real serious problem. You're fine. You're fine. I don't mind people, going off on a sort of a side tangent like that every now and then. A lot of it, and I might have to like kind of say something to steer the conversation like away, but a little, we are nowhere near a problem. It's all fine. Funnily enough, Aces says it's easier to get my nerds to sit around one person playing a game than it is to coordinate multiplayer. But I feel like that was kind of my experience, like, growing up. Like, when I would play games with other people, a lot of times, like, we wouldn't really play a lot of multiplayer games, like me and my friends. It would be a lot of one person playing a game while a couple of others of us just sort of sat around watching and making jokes. It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare, like, that we actually played anything multiplayer. I don't know why that is. Yeah, isn't that kind of what we're doing now in the online version? It kind of is. It kind of is. Hi, Amy. I'm afraid we probably can't afford to keep the horse. I've just been through all the sums again because I know how attached you are to that horse, but I think we're going to have to sell it when you stop working here. Uh-oh. Bad news from Dad. I feel like that's actually good news for us in our playthrough. Like, because this is, like, gotta be, like, the low point of the story. So, that suggests to me that we're probably coming close to the end. Right. We've got to be getting close now to the part where Dad has a change of heart and we get to keep the horse. You can have my horse when you pry it from my cold dead fingers, Game and Fit says. Did that one girl stop being a jerk? She apologized. She apologized for being a jerk, Stat Cat. So she hasn't really done anything nice, but she did apologize. So I think that arc is complete, because I think that's the best we're gonna get. So yeah, we do seem to be approaching some semblance of closure. Are you in good form, Amy? The big show jumping competition is coming up in a few days. I think the big show jumping competition might be the climax of the story. Have you started to prepare for it? I had a great time with one of my college friends, Aces says. She had the best taste in niche PS2 games, and Final Fantasy XII was wonderful for riffing. I did have one friend in middle school that I played a lot of Perfect Dark with. So, like, when it comes to, like, in-the-room multiplayer experiences, like, you know, I played games with my dad when I was young. We didn't really play competitively. We played some Mario Kart together. But we mostly, you know, played, like, Mario World or Mario 3. My dad liked to play Mario games with me. And I had a friend that I played Perfect Dark with in middle school. And I had another buddy in high school. We played Bushido Blade together. So those are like my fondest multiplayer experiences. Are probably Mario Kart 64, Perfect Dark, and Bushido Blade. Bushido Blade, I love. StatCat says, yeah, I really love that game. It's great. It's the best tech demo ever released disguised as a full game. Some people hated Final Fantasy XII, Game and Fit says, but it's one of my favorites. Zodiac Age fixed the one problem I had with the original. And one friend who kept picking Oddjob and GoldenEye drove us all crazy. GoldenEye actually didn't play that much. I have very minimal experience with GoldenEye. I've had workplace bullies never apologize, so that 12-year-old or whatever has more self-awareness than them. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think most of us can hold our breath for apologies from real life bullies, from real world bullies. The bully with a change of heart seems to be something mostly from the world of fiction. I so wish I could have had Bushido Blade at the time, Aces says. Yeah, it's a... Boy, it's a good one. If you got friends who play games to any degree at all, like, you know, even if they're, like, just very, very casually interested in games, if you get a hold of a copy of Bushido Blade, it makes a great party game. It's so wacky. Everyone had that one friend. I'm playing GoldenEye for the first time, story mode right now, Nato says. I've never been through the story game. I've never been through the story mode of that game myself. I hope it holds up well enough. Pick someone else. Oddjob is cheating. And his reply was, it's not cheating if the game allows you to do it. Sounds like a good activity when I move down, StatCat says. See also the entire competitive Pokemon community for the majority of the series' existence. Don't do that, it's cheating. To be honest, I'm mostly in it for the gameplay. Oh, yeah, I mean, I didn't mean I hope that the game's... I didn't mean I hope the game's story holds up for the... story mode holds up for the story. No, no, no. I meant I hope the gameplay of the story mode holds up as an enjoyable experience. I'm sorry, that wasn't clear. I couldn't care less about the story of 99% of the games I play. Couldn't imagine trying to jump into that scene, Game and Fit says. Competitive Pokemon. People have been doing that for years and I'm brand new. I think, so I played Pokemon Blue. I never really competed with anyone. I had one friend that I actually played competitively against a couple times, and he probably wiped the floor with me. I don't actually remember how the battles went, but I'll just go ahead and assume that I was trash. I think the most interested that I think probably the competitive game that I got most invested in was probably Mario Brothers 35 on the Switch. That's probably the competitive multiplayer experience. It's almost certainly the competitive multiplayer experience that I have the most hours logged in. I mean, I guess, like, you know, I spent a significant chunk of time in Splatoon 2, I guess, and Friday the 13th. Those are also competitive games. But probably, you know, probably just around 100 hours in each. At the most. I was the kid in the back of the school bus who had the link cable game if it says so everyone to trade and battle with me. I was the only person I knew that had Pokemon Blue. Everyone else I knew had Red, so people wanted to trade with me, but we didn't, I don't know, we just didn't get around to doing a lot of battling. I traded with one friend, and eventually he took my copy of Silver. Jordan, if I find you. I rebalanced Pokemon for the first time this year. I had a friend who stole my copy of Blue, erased the data with all the 150 Pokemon on it. Found it in his room a week later, my name scribbled out with a marker and 20 minutes of saved data on it. I stole it back. The young Frownie, he was blue even then from intense sadness. So I'm doing one of these events every day in addition to feeding and grooming our horse. I don't know if these are mandatory. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I just don't want to be so far in and have the game like take a bad turn because I've been neglecting my horse's physical activity or quality time with it. So figure the least we can do is grind an event per day. My brain keeps wanting to reimagine the overworld player sprite as a shirtless Conan type with bare arms. Bare arms. An amazing 80s sword and sorcery hero. I miss blue, red, and yellow so much. Would love to see Pokemon games, real Pokemon games, make their way to the GB and GBA lists on the Switch. Video games that made me associate werebears with jewel tones. I'm trying to put the straw away. Oh, hang on. Just grab another tool. It was a trying time before I realized how great Late in Jank Games abusing me was. Play the bad ones to appreciate the good ones. Play the bad games to appreciate the bad games. It hurts a bit when games are almost good. Just making stuff up mostly, Zergling says, although it does seem kind of true. I don't know, the stream, like, I don't know if it's playing games on stream or if it's just, or if it's the games that I've played on stream. But since starting the stream, the way that I play games has changed a whole lot. Like, I set in this direction before the stream started of being this, like, crazy, persistent, super blind playthrough kind of guy. Like, I was heading in this direction for a long time before the stream started. But the stream, either the stream or the games I played around the time of the start of the stream, and I can't really tell which it is, really magnified my personality. It really pushed me in this direction. And I think that those qualities are what then made me more tolerant toward bad games. Like, my growth and persistence has made me, like, able to tolerate the frustration that a lot of these games entail. It's very weird. I don't know. It's hard to, you know, it's what does anyone really know about themselves anyway? So, like, it's hard to examine myself objectively and critically, but I think some of this is true. It's a big day today, Amy. The day of the show jumping competition. Do your best. Coming and see me after the competition, I've got some interesting news for you. Alright. Like, I'm thinking this could be it. This might be the end. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it's fun to see the unexpected, more so when others are enjoying it with you. This is true, yeah. Having other people to keep me company really helps. Some of the games I play and some of the challenges that I take on that would be incalculably worse if I didn't have good company to help get me through. That is for sure. The good news, yes, he's found a buyer for my horse. No. He didn't say it was good news, right? He said it was interesting news. Alright, here we go. Big jumping competition. I think Bangor is one of the easier tracks. So that's good. Let's go. Look at that. We left everyone in the dust. The only score under a minute, and we were under a half minute. Beautiful. Maybe the mean girl's helping with the horse. Amy, congratulations on winning the competition. I'm very proud of you. You've turned into a first-class rider, and I'm really pleased for you. What a shame Sarah's not here. What a shame. We're going to give your horse away now. What a shame she's not here. She would be proud of what the two of you have achieved. You must tell her about it. Congratulations from me, too. I've got another surprise. Lily's odor is so grateful that you took such good care of her cat that she wants to give you a reward. It's a lot of money. Wow, what an amazing turn of events. Oh wow, Dad, perhaps I could keep the horse after all. We'll see. Together with the prize money from the competition, you should have enough to keep him for a while yet, so there's no need to worry for the moment. And things at work are improving too. I missed a piece of the dialogue there, and it was going down below the dialogue box. So it's horrible in two ways. I missed the dialogue, but I also missed a weird, goofy glitch. I'm sure we'll find a solution between us. Amy, you were brilliant today. Congratulations from me too, Amy. You really are a good writer. GG's, Frownie, you're quite the horse whisperer. Thank you, Nato. Saved by the crazy cat lady. Hurrah! We were. The mean girl's being nice to us. This is, even if credits don't roll, I mean, come on, this is the end of the game right here. Thanks, and have you heard? I don't have to give my horse away. Isn't that great? You can't imagine how happy I am. It really is my lucky day today. Congratulations, you've made it through the adventure. Would you like to continue playing? Oh, hang on, we're breaking the fourth wall now. We did it! Hey, welcome in, Raiders! Well, welcome to the stream. Disco Bear, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, King Mexico. Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for coming along. How was your stream? How was your night, my friends? You came into a moment of celebration. We just finished Let's Ride Dreamer. The game that even broke the fourth wall to tell us that this is the end of the game. That's so weird. It's so weird because just a couple hours ago, this character said something that like made me suspect that he knew he was in a video game, and now he's flat out confirmed it. Let's give a shout out to Disco Bear. Star Wars Galaxies, according to the shout out. I typed your name right. I hope that treated you well. I don't know anything about this game. I have to let you down a little bit there. I've only played a very select few Star Wars games. And I don't think I've ever beaten any. I played through, I played a little bit of Super Star Wars on the SNES. That was a game my cousin had as a kid. We only made it a couple levels into that, as I remember. I played a little bit of Pod Racer. Oh, I played Shadows of the Empire on the N64. I used to love that game. Played a little bit of the first two Rogue Squadron games. And I played that awful fighting game on the PlayStation 1. I had a friend who had that. I think that's it. That's a lot more Star Wars than I thought I was going to be able to list off. When I started listing them, I thought it was going to be a shorter list. Galaxies is an MMORPG from 03 to 11. Oh, wow. And I've never heard of it. I mean, that shouldn't be too surprising. I wasn't playing a whole lot of games in that time period, really, so I probably wouldn't. We have a double raid. We have another raid. It's Barnacules. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Barnacules. Welcome in and welcome to your friends. As always, very excited to have you here with us. Welcome to Let's Ride Dreamer. I say that welcome in, but we're kind of done with this game. This is actually the end of it. Let's give a shout out to Barnacules as well. It's kind of a double raid. We had Disco Bear raid, and then Disco Bear and company came in, and then Barnacules and company came in like 2 minutes later. Welcome in, Theodoros. Pleasure to have you here. Barnacules says hi. Right on. Paperclips, welcome in. Thank you for being with us tonight. Magic Planta, welcome in. Thank you for coming along. Bipolar Bear, welcome in. Thank you for coming along. Pleasure to have you all here. So yeah, we kind of just finished a game. If you're new to the stream, as everyone's coming in, I'll just quickly tell you I'm Frownie, of course. I stream several nights a week, usually from about 11 p.m. Central Time until 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm primarily a retro streamer. I like to prioritize an extremely strictly blind playthrough style, so I very frequently have no idea what I'm doing. I'm confused, lost, suffering, crying. But I like going in this way and working my way through games to unravel what the raw, like, 1980s no internet experience, no internet, no friends experience is like to get through a game. It leads to It's just a pretty satisfying victories on the rare occasion that they happen. I like platforming games and adventure games. I like tough games like Castlevania and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And I like kind of bottom of the barrel trash games. And so currently we're working our way through the Let's Ride games on Game Boy Advance. They're horse-themed games, and they're pretty dubious. Alright, let me catch up with the chat here. I think I missed a few things. I want to make sure that I don't ignore anybody. If I overlooked someone, if I didn't properly welcome you in, my apologies. It wasn't on purpose. A little bit of surprise to see Star Wars Galaxies is still alive. Game of It says, I made my ex laugh once. She speaks Chinese, and I was playing Sleeping Dogs, and she started bursting out laughing. I asked her what happened, and she said, someone said, help, there's a man in a really nice car running people down. Oddly specific for a video game. How funny would it be if Mr. Mustache here told me you could play in World B? Oh no. Oh no, I didn't consider that. If there's a New Game Plus, that could be the nightmare of nightmares. Alright, let's actually push some buttons again. I think it's just gonna cycle day after day after day. I don't think it's gonna give us a credit roll. Yeah. Hi Amy, have you been out already? It's always a pleasure to ride out in the open countryside. Talk to him last. Are you looking for something special? I'm afraid I don't have time. Hi Amy, if you take good care of your horse, you'll get a lot of pleasure out of him. In-game content, also known as continue. Yeah. So I don't think any of this is gonna change. I'm gonna go through at least one day though and see what tomorrow looks like. Maybe the horse will morph into an alicorn or something? I don't think I know what that creature is circling. Cornemus Prime. We'll do one of the more challenging courses. Off to a bad start. Oh, that wasn't the next one. So I'm actually succeeding in jumping over some of these hurdles that I was not... I'm getting check marks on hurdles that I was getting X's on before, and I really think it's all to do with just leveling up the jump for your horse. I don't think it has anything to do with your skill or timing in any way at all. I think it's just flatly determined by whether or not you have enough jump stat. I think if you, I mean, you can fail to jump over one if you run into it instead of jumping over it, right? But I think if you barring that you run into it and fail to jump entirely, I think if you pass over it, if your jump stat's high enough, you get a check, and if it's too low, you get a... Dad's here. You get an X. Looks very cozy here in the common room. Have you been out already? It's always a pleasure to ride out. Yep, so I think this is it. I think everyone's just going to say the same thing until the end of time. I think we'll be done with this game. I knew there wasn't going to be a credit roll because the credits are actually hidden in the options. Well, we'll just scroll through them real quick. I want to make sure that everyone who worked on this game gets the recognition they deserve. Sorry, Amy, that was bad writing. Despite the happy ending, we are now taking the horse away immediately. An alicorn is a horse that can stab you while flying. Oh, so it's like a unicorn Pegasus. All they needed to do to make this game more interesting is at the end show the message saying, "You can now use Dad in competitions." And then unlockable bonus character. Oh, I can use him as the horse instead. He can give me a piggyback ride. Well, that would be a twist too. Alright, my friends. Thank you for enjoying Let's Ride Dreamer with me. We are now 2/3 of the way through our GBA Let's Ride adventure. We've got one more game left. We've got Let's Ride Friends Forever. We'll try this one out next week. No idea what it's going to be like. If it'll be more of this or more like the other one we played, but I'm sure everyone's excited to find out. So that'll be in the first part of our streams next week. I don't know how many nights it'll last, so if you don't want to miss it, make sure you tune in to the earlier streams. I'm sure everyone will be heartbroken if we wrap it up in one night. But we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a short BRB, refill my coffee, and switch the console over. We're going to move from the GameCube now to the PlayStation and continue our ongoing playthrough of Alundra. It's kind of a Zelda clone. It's a pretty tough game. It's really good. It's sometimes frustrating, but overall, it's a really well done sort of Zelda style game. Be nice to get back into that one. Hopefully accomplish a couple hours of progress in it tonight. Why is it called a piggyback ride anyway? I've never seen pigs give each other rides. They don't even have the right anatomy. So these are questions I cannot answer, Zergling. I simply don't know. I'll be left to wonder like you. I saw one of those cube-shaped cars, and they had a GameCube logo bumper sticker. Nice. I'm not I've never had much interest in bumper stickers, but that one there sounds top tier. I would have to copy that idea if I had a boxy car. Alright, my friends, a short BRB and I'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Thank you for coming along on this adventure with me, and if you want to join me for the next, then just stand by. I'll see you very shortly.